Greetings and salutations. It is 6:45 p.m. with Bill O'Reilly. We're doing it live. Let's Not Do This podcast Thursday, November 30th, the year of our Lord 2023. The Big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside two of the three unwise men sitting below me. I guess if you're looking at this screen here, he's usually below a lot of men.
It's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah. One Chris Green, how are you, sir?
Doing good.
You
Had a good workout today.
You got a workout? Was it left wrist or right? Stranger?
Both.
Okay, there we go. Oh, switch hitter. Nice. You haven't sold that Incredible Hulk comic yet. You haven't sold that Incredible Hulk comic behind
It's
you.
not a comic. It's a poster.
Oh, well, excuse me, why? It's the French one. And you're drinking
cool posters.
You know, if you drink that green liquid in that bottle, it's not going to turn you into the Hulk, right?
It's yellow.
Okay.
It's lemon lime flavor.
I'm colorblind in Malaysia. A guy who goes to Malaysia for activities. Scotty Tuhati, how are you, sir?
Good. I'm just glad I'm not a UVA fan. Go Hokies.
Yeah. As you will see, Scotty has a score of a football game in his.
Is that what that is? I don't know how that got in there.
I thought it was a math problem at first.
Was that the score of the game? No way. That's way too much of a blowout. No way. Was that the score, Chris? Was that the score? Oh, okay. Yeah.
For those that are uninitiated, Virginia Tech played last week, rivalry week, and Scotty is a fan of Virginia Tech. And 55-17, they beat Virginia, and Chris is wearing his beautiful Virgin shirt for the University of Virginia. There we go. That is the worst shirt of all time.
What bright UVA mind came up with that?
Well, Chris is
probably an engineering student from Virginia Tech.
Probably, yeah. Hey, can you make us a UVA shirt? Yeah, sure, I got you.
So Chris is supposed to be wearing a Virginia Tech shirt right now. To pay off his bet.
Yeah, I didn't go dumpster diving, so I could not find any Virginia Tech apparel. Thanks for that just earlier, Leon.
They were sold out.
In Richmond, Virginia, of all places, you could not find Virginia Tech apparel.
I stopped by Walmart 5 minutes before I came home.
That is the epicenter of Virginia Tech apparel. You get a car battery, you get some spark plugs, you get some old chicken, and you get some Hokie apparel. That's
you can get a Hokie degree too.
Oh well, I mean that goes without saying for the most part.
But yeah, I was running out of time, so I just ran in there real quick and didn't see anything. So
you didn't stop at the nearest, Come and Go or BP, whatever gas station it is out there, and look.
I was trying to get here on time. Sorry.
Well, you only beat us. You only beat us once every 15 years, so you have a few more goes of it.
Ooh, feisty. Yeah, Chris.
Was it three in a row now? So we got like 12 more wins before we let y'all get one.
Was it like 19 out of 20? I think it is now.
Yeah, I think it's
something like that. Yeah.
Or 18 out of 19. I don't know. I think we're like 18-1 since we joined the ACC.
It's something ridiculous. Yeah, there was that one loss to Virginia a few years ago. Chris,
gross.
What was going through your mind as you watched this or as you watched the highlights? I'm not sure what you do with your personal life.
I didn't watch that shit. I knew it was going to happen.
Where do you go from here as a Virginia fan?
To basketball season.
It looked like the fans are already in basketball season, empty as that stadium was.
Well, no, Scott Stadium was full. It was full of Virginia Tech fans.
Well, you know what I meant.
Yeah, for the third time in the history of that rivalry, Tech fans rushed the field in Charlottesville. It was 95. It was 2021, I think it was, and now this year, rushing the field. And I love that for those who haven't seen it, Tech went to go take a picture on the field after the game. Little team picture. I don't hate it. And apparently the sprinklers came on. Now, I don't know if those sprinklers were on a timer or somebody at Virginia was being a little feisty, but I like it. And
they had to
go on.
They had to do something to get them off the field. That's the only thing that worked all night.
And because they're Hokies, I mean, that's probably the only shower they got in like weeks. So we got that going for them. Maybe Blacksburg doesn't have running water, right?
Well, they showered with UVA tears all night, so it's all good.
Yeah, I think somewhere they just scored again. So not all of us can, beat your rival as NC State's now put 3 in a row over that evil empire in Chapel Hill. So I had a good Thanksgiving weekend.
Well, you're welcome for that because they gave up after we beat them. So.
I think the beginning of the end of Mac Brown, I think, started somewhere around that Virginia game or the second half of that Georgia Tech game. But, hey, I'll take it. And now NC State has like a quarter of their team in the portal along with every other team in the country. So we got that going for us too. So, all right. Well, speaking of college football, we won't talk about last week's games, but last week, I think I had some struggles betting. Scotty, how'd you do?
For the podcast picks, I think we both college. I went 2-1. You went 1-2, and Chris had the extra pick. He actually went 3-1 last week. But non-podcast picks, I got crushed on Saturday. One of the worst days I've had in a while.
Well, that brings a smile to my face.
Yeah, I started off the week hot there. I think I hit 10 straight bets at one point, and then starting Thanksgiving Day, it just complete 180.
Yeah, thanks, Lions.
It happens. What?
Thanks, Lions.
Black Friday, for me, I would have had a pretty nice little hit there. But we were one Jalen Waddle touchdown short of a historic payday for me.
Yeah, my fantasy team could have told you not to bet on that. Speaking of which, I'm not in last place anymore. But guess who it is?
Hey, I got Scotty. I love you. I got 4 fantasy leagues.
The guy that drafted the kicker in the 5th round.
I'm in 4 too.
Hey, I got 4 fantasy leagues. This one's at the bottom of the totem pole here. Some have to have a rank of importance. And I'm playing.
How can it be more important than this one?
Well, because the entrance fee was much lower on this one. So when we start getting in the triple digits, I pay a little bit more attention on those. I'm playing Ryan this week, apparently, in your league. And Ryan still continues to not be here, searching for his soul, searching for Jesus somewhere. I don't know who's putting his picks in. He's in first place. He's winning somehow. I don't know if he has
fucking killing it.
A computer in Nepal or whatever he is. I don't know. He's winning.
Yeah, he took one of my waivers. I won him last week.
He's doing very well. Good for him.
Hopefully I can eliminate his hopes of winning the regular season. Did you get anything for winning the regular season in this league?
No.
Okay, there's
just
no like
first, second, third.
You don't get like the keys to Chris's car or anything like that?
No.
What?
Yeah,
maybe next year.
Play for Pinks. Well, all right. Well, we got some picks coming up, and then we'll get into Dallas and Seattle Thursday night football coming up. And I can't do math. Round up, you make that 7 in about an hour and 20 minutes or so on Amazon Prime, which I'm sure Chris will be illegally streaming from the back of a Honda Civic somewhere.
I have Twitch.
The game's on Twitch?
Mm-hmm. Every Amazon game is on Twitch because Amazon owns Twitch.
You just taught me something new. I thought Twitch was just like anxious 12-year-olds playing Fortnite.
Yeah, that too.
Well, you got that going on. Well, Chris and anxious 12-year-olds were watching the game together on Amazon. All right, so picks coming up here.
So you're saying Josh Giddey spends a lot of time on Twitch?
Probably.
At this time, I'd like to point out that the comments of Scotty Too Hottie are not those of the Let's Not Do This podcast.
Oh, yeah, they are. We all agree. I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to worry about the angel investor anymore, so we already lost that. So, I guess what sponsorship dollars are we going to take away from us?
Right.
All right. Well, let's start things off college football this week. Conference championship week, one of my favorite weeks of the year. We'll start with the man that knows the least amount about college football. Chris Green. I will turn to you, sir. First game.
The guy that went 3-1 last week? Come on.
Everyone gets lucky every now and then.
All right. Well, we got Oregon and Washington. They're playing in Vegas, right?
Yes, Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. The final Pac-12 championship game, the final Pac-12 game ever, I guess you could say. I don't know what's going to happen with Oregon State and Washington State next year, but for all intents and purposes, the final Pac-12 game.
Yep. So with this, Oregon is a 9.5-point favorite. I don't think they're that much better than Washington, so I'm going to go Washington plus 9.5. It's going to be a fun one no matter what. Penix is amazing. I think he keeps them in it at least. They may win, but plus 9.5, Washington.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tag behind you in this one because I actually have this one too. Scotty, do you have this game too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and knock this one out. All three of us have it. Chris, you got it at 9.5. I'm going to give you what I have because I got it earlier today at 10
okay.
on ESPN. So I'm taking Washington plus the 10 points. I know it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season. Washington having some struggles coming down the stretch, needed that late field goal from a kid that just earned a scholarship after that to beat Wazoo last week. Oregon's firing on all cylinders right now, but that spread is just too big. I think the Ducks win, but I think it's going to be a close game, maybe like a 3 to 4 point game. But I can't see them beating Washington by 10. So I'm going UW plus the 10 points in Vegas.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and seal the kiss of death here. I'm also going Washington. I got it at plus 9.5 too, but it is at plus 10 now, which is also discouraging. But yeah, for podcast sake, we'll take Washington plus 10. I said last week I do think Oregon is the second best team in the country. I've been on them for a while. They're on fire right now. Washington's been kind of underwhelming since that Oregon win. They've been winning. They've been beating good teams, but they've been playing a lot of close games. But I actually think that could benefit them here. Yeah, just 10 points is way too many. Like Chris said, with Penix on the field, it's going to be probably a one-score game. And even if Oregon were to get up like 10, 14 points, you could see like a Penix touchdown backdoor cover. I do think Oregon's going to win. I think they have a shot to win the whole thing. But yeah, 10 points is too much.
You think Bo Nix has his Heisman moment in this game? I think it's pretty much down to him and Daniels from LSU. But if he plays a really good game, wins a Pac-12 championship, could this wrap this thing up for him?
Yeah, I don't think he really needs to play that well. He just needs to play like an average game that he's been having, as long as he doesn't fall on his face. I think. Not that I agree with that. I think Jaden Daniels has had the better year, but Bo Nix is probably going to win it.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's probably going to have 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. And I think Jaden Daniels is the best college football player by far, but it's a quarterback team winning award. So, or at least that's what it's turned into.
Yeah, they're treating it like an MVP award instead of a Heisman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So often it's it's the best player that's on the best team and not necessarily the best individual performer for that particular season. We've also seen it in past years where it's almost like a career trophy, and obviously Bo Nix doesn't have that. I mean, this was a marginal SEC quarterback before he went to Oregon and got into the right system, and it's been all systems go for him in Eugene. So yeah, I don't think he can win it per se, but he can lose it this week if things don't go well. But yeah, you're right. I think he just needs to play a Bo Nix game, and I think he'll be fine winning the Heisman there.
Yes, everybody go hammer the Oregon minus 10. We're all on Washington.
Yeah. We don't have Kurt Herbstreit to save the graphic here to make the alternative pick. All right, moving down next one here on Chris's dance card here. Looks like you got Georgia and Bama, 4 o'clock SEC championship there in Atlanta on CBS.
I'm going with the under. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think Milroe has come on, but I think Georgia's going to have something for him that he hasn't seen all year. They haven't played the best competition. I think Georgia's just really good. And I think Bama's defense has turned it up a little bit. So I see the under. I got it at 40 or 54.5. That's a lot of points for these two teams, I think.
Good. Well, I actually have this game on my dance card too, so I'm just going to go ahead and piggyback on this one here and knock mine out. I'm right there with you. I'm going over under, but I'm on the opposite side here. I'm going over the 54.5. I think this is going to be a close game, and honestly, I see overtime in this game. And it might take an overtime or two. I think these teams are both really evenly matched. We've seen Georgia have some issues the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Georgia Tech gave them some things to think about last week. Missouri's a really good team. A couple of weeks ago, they put up a great fight. Obviously, Bama survived by the skin of their teeth. But whenever Bama goes to Auburn, whenever they go to Jordan Hare, something weird happens there. Just I don't know what it is. I don't know if the moon is in the right part of the sky or someone's doing some shaman work. I don't know. But weird shit happens when Bama goes to Auburn. I don't think
it was a weird game.
I don't think we can put too much into that. And it's a rivalry game. And Auburn's always going to get up to play Bama. And I think Nick Saban put some foots in some asses this week to get things straight. I mean, Bama they show up in big-time games. I think this is going to – I like Georgia, I think, to win the game overall, but I think it's going to be a points fest. And I feel like it's going to go to overtime. It's going to push it even higher. So I'm going over the 54.5.
All right. I also have this game on my card too, but I'm going Georgia -5.5. I just think they're a better team just about everywhere than Alabama. Like Chris was talking about, they're going to make Milroe. He's not going to have free reign to run around and do whatever he wants. They're going to make him stay in the pocket more. And I just think, like you were saying with Auburn, the same thing with Georgia Tech. Rivalry game, look ahead spot. I'm not really putting too much into that. But before that, I mean, they've been rolling, looking like Georgia again. I just think they're going to be better just about everywhere. Alabama's offense has been looking better, but it's been against a lot of bad defenses. And I don't see Alabama's offense putting up them numbers against Georgia. And I just think we're looking at a 7 to 10 point win for Georgia here.
If Bama wins this game, if Georgia wins this game, obviously they're definitely in. Let's see, we all had Washington plus the points earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're winning now. Okay,
you don't think they're winning. So we'll get to the last pick, and then we'll try to figure out who's in and who's out potentially here. I'm trying to do the math on the fly there. All right, then Chris, your last one, the ever exciting Big Ten championship game there.
It's not what I sent you.
That's not what you sent me? What'd you send me?
I'm staying away from this one. Yeah, you just assumed.
Did I confuse it with Scotty's?
Nope. I think you just thought Chris was going Iowa under.
Chris, did you have Louisville and Florida State?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah.
We all got the same 3 games. Okay.
I confused it with Scotty's. So all right. So
I don't have Michigan.
Well, I just copied and pasted. Goddammit, I confused it with mine.
You just assumed that I was going to go Iowa under, and I don't know what to do with that game. So I'm saying,
yeah, me neither.
I'll touch on that one when I get to my picks. Then I had 3 separate folders to make things. I was copying and pasting. Also, trying to pretend to do my actual job, which I do a good job of pretending to do. All right, so you got the ACC championship game, the battle of Jordan Travis. He sadly will not be playing due to his season-ending injury. But Florida State and Louisville, this game is in, what is it, Charlotte?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I always forget because remember a few years ago they were doing that thing where they were moving it around. It was in a couple different places, and then I remember I went when Virginia lost to Clemson in 2019. I think Clemson's still scoring again from that game. Yeah. That was ugly. But, okay. So in Charlotte, Florida State, Louisville, Saturday night, ABC, ACC championship game. Chris, you're up.
I've been banging the drum that Louisville's overrated all year. I think Florida State wins. I got it at 2.5. That seemed really low for me. I jumped all over that. Florida State -2.5. should cruise to victory, no matter who the quarterback is.
So no concerns without Jordan Travis.
No.
How do you pronounce the back of
Louisville
his name?
sucks.
It's Rodemaker?
Rodemaker, yeah.
Okay. I want to call him Road
Louisville didn't cover against Virginia, so they're not good. That's how I know.
I mean, I go back and look at NC State seating, and you look at how bad Brennan Armstrong played. That was the last game he played before he got benched. And MJ Morris, who's now also in the transfer portal, started the Marshall game.
Did he officially go in the transfer portal?
Yeah, earlier today, MJ Morris officially went into the portal, which was the worst kept secret on the East Coast. Everyone knew that was going on. I think State has 14 or 15 guys in the portal right now. But going back to that, when I go back and look at that game, as bad as Brennan played at that time, that's one that got away. NC State season was really good, but it could be even better season. We could be looking at State possibly in this game if they find a way to knock off Louisville.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Scotty, you got this game on your dance card?
Yes, I do. And I'm going opposite of Chris. I'm going Louisville plus 2.5. I think Florida State has a little bit of false confidence after last week. They won, but their offense was not impressive. And they were playing a Florida team, starting a freshman quarterback, making his first start of his career. The numbers were not good. Most of their scoring drives were helped by personal foul penalties and pass interference calls. I don't have Roadmaker's stats in front of me, but they were not impressive at all. And I just think Louisville's the better team when it comes to them not having Jordan Travis. Wait, I do have his stats right here. Roadmaker was 12 for 25, 134 yards. And Florida ran the ball on them, which is what Louisville is going to want to do. I think they're going to have success running the ball. I think Louisville is actually going to win and do the college selection committee a favor and get them out of the picture. But yeah, Louisville runs the ball and defends the run better than Florida State has this year. And I think they're going to win the game. So I'm definitely picking them to cover.
Well, Knowles already got one win over Louisville this week. Mike Norvell named ACC Coach of the Year over Brom there at Louisville. Then NC State's Dave Doran finishing third. Really surprised me. I thought this trophy was Brom's to lose. Florida State, everyone knew Florida State was going to be good. This team had expectations going into the year. Nobody expected this out of Louisville in their first year.
Bulletin board material.
What was that?
Said bulletin board material.
Yeah.
win one for the Gipper.
Well, Florida State literally has the Gipper in Jordan Travis there. So, but yeah, all right. Well, you two have that game on your boards. I have a different game. For some reason, I mixed up the picks. I thought one of y'all had this too. I have Michigan and Iowa, 8:00 Fox Big Ten Championship game, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis. Iowa. I know in our group text we had this yesterday where Iowa's totals in the first half and the second half are 0.5. I've never seen that before. Especially
where did y'all get that?
I believe was it DraftKings or Boston?
It looked like a screenshot from DraftKings.
Yeah, I believe it was DraftKings. 0.5. I have not put money on that yet. I haven't gone to go check to see if it's still there.
And the under was juiced for the second half. That's crazy.
So
yeah, when I went to look for team totals, ESPN didn't have it up. So because I was gonna just go Iowa under team total, but they didn't have anything for that. So
well, you mentioned ESPN earlier today on ESPN Bet. I got this. The lines I saw was Michigan minus 22 is what I saw, and the over under was 35.5 points. Look, we all know that this is going to be a rock fight. Iowa's defense, we all know. We don't have to talk about it. It's one of the best in the country. Their offense is absolutely putrid, as we all know. But Michigan's tough. Michigan's physical. We saw what they did running the ball against Ohio State. We saw a couple weeks ago against Penn State where they just didn't throw a pass in the second half. They just ran the ball. And I think we're going to see this is going to be a back alley brawl. It wouldn't surprise me if Iowa can find a way to pull this thing out. I don't think they will, but they're not getting blown out. That defense is going to keep them in games. They're going to turn the ball over. And I think it's going to be a lot of running that's going to keep that clock going. I'm taking Iowa plus the 22.5 points. But if I was going to combo, Iowa plus the 22.5 and the under would be a sexy bet for me if I was going to combo these bad boys.
Yeah, I might end up betting on it and doing like a same game parlay and taking like Iowa up to like maybe 28 and then the over under up to like 40, doing the under. I might do something like that.
I might live bet it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The defenses are too good. And I was so bad on offense.
A good live bet second half, maybe like over under in the second half.
Yeah.
This team drops down to 14 points or something like that in the second half. Yeah. Could be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that puts a wrap on the college ones there. National Football League. Let me switch back over here. Chris, I hope I got all your picks right here. I'm going to leave. I think we all have the Thursday night game up here, so I'll leave that. Dallas and Seattle, we'll talk about that at the end here. But the Pittsburgh Steelers at home taking on the Arizona Cardinals. By the way, Santonio Holmes was in. That Super Bowl does count. It is official. That was a catch.
We know it was a catch. It was the pass interference before that.
There are Cardinal fans online that are still pissed about that, and they will still go to their grave saying it wasn't a catch. That was a catch. Yeah. In Pittsburgh, Steelers coming off their best offensive performance in years in terms of yards, and now they had the Cardinals coming to town Sunday at 1. Chris, your pick?
I am going total under 41.5. I don't have faith in either one of these teams to do anything on offense, and the Steelers defense is really good, so 41.5 is a little lofty for me, so I'm taking the under.
41.5.
I like that.
Scotty, do you have this game on your card? My sheet is
nope.
No,
I don't.
All right, so we will move on here to Miami. And,
how do we do record-wise last week in the NFL?
NFL.
Oh yeah, we didn't want to talk about that. But Chris, you went 2-1. Leon also went 2-1, and I went 1-2.
I might be good at this betting thing. Who knows?
You're about 2 or 3 weeks in.
You missed like 18 weeks.
Yeah. My NFL record, my total NFL record.
What was that, Chris?
Due to no fault of my own.
We'll leave that one out of there. And, let's talk about Miami and Washington. And Washington. 1 o'clock at FedEx Field. I think it's supposed to be some rain, maybe, or it could just be the sewage falling at FedEx Field. Not quite sure. I still don't know how Ron Rivera is gainfully employed. But your thoughts on this one?
Since he is gainfully employed, I think Miami's probably going to score 50 points on their own, and the over-under is 49.5, so we're going over.
Yeah,
that's the analysis. Our defense sucks. Miami's offense is really good. Our offense is decent, so 49.5 does not seem like enough points. I'll take the over.
I had this game on my dance card too here, so I'll go ahead and tag in on this. I got Miami minus 9.5 earlier today, so that's what I'm riding with. Washington is terrible. It's a team that, obviously we saw the defensive coordinator get fired. Everyone knows Ron Rivera is going to get fired. It's just a matter of time. These are guys that are just playing the string out for the rest of the year. And there's going to be some guys that are maybe trying to stick around, put some tape on film for other teams, and maybe some guys want to come back, but this is not going to be a very motivated team, and this is going to be a Miami team with just tons of firepower everywhere. We'll see if Achane is 100%, if they can run the ball, but still with Tua and with Wilson and Mozart and Hill, I mean they can just hurt you in so many ways. Miami's going to blow them out. This is going to be like a 35-13 kind of game, in my opinion.
35-15. That gets my over.
There we go. All right, so that's we'll come back to Seattle and Dallas here in a little bit. Scotty, let me flip over to your card here. I think you went a totally different direction than the rest of us here. First up for you, you have Will Levis and his Tennessee Titans at home taking on the Colts of Indianapolis Sunday at 1:00.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts. I got them on Fanatics Sportsbook earlier for minus 0.5. So basically a pick 'em. But the Colts are on the road, but the Titans they're trending downward, and Will Levis has not looked good the last few weeks. I think his struggles are going to continue, and they're going up against a Colts team they've won 3 in a row, and Minshew hasn't fallen off the cliff yet. That's coming. Well, I don't think it's going to be this week against Tennessee. I just think they're a much better team right now, and so give me the Colts minus 0.5.
Any reservations with Jonathan Taylor being out of the lineup?
No, they should still be able to win that game. I'm not worried about that.
Zach Moss, popular pickup across fantasy football in America this week, with Jonathan Taylor being on the shelf. All right, and then sticking in teams that are in the AFC South, the Houston Texans at home hosting the Broncos from the AFC West, Sunday 1:00 CBS there in Houston. Scotty, you're up.
Back to back. All right, I'm going the under. I got it at 47.5 earlier today. I just think this number's a little high. The last 6 weeks, the Broncos are 5-1 to the under, and the Texans are 4-2 to the under. And I think maybe this number is just kind of inflated, maybe because the Broncos aren't looking like a dumpster fire anymore, and the Texans have the Rookie of the Year and CJ Stroud, and I just think maybe this number is a little too high. The Broncos, they've won 5 in a row, but they have one of the slowest paces in the league. They have, I think, the second least plays per game I was looking at earlier. They're running the ball. Like Russell Wilson's getting like 150, 170 yards, and then they're just handing the ball off, throwing short passes. So it's going to be a slow-moving game, I think, and also the way to beat the Broncos is to run the ball. Their run defense is pretty bad, so I think it's just going to be a lot of runs. Clock's going to be running, and like I said, both of these teams have been hitting a lot of unders, so give me the under 47.5.
Texans looking to get back in the win column after that. He had to feel for them. He had to feel for Matt Amendola last week. That field goal was no good by like 6 inches maybe. That ball hits the crossbar, bounces the other way, and goes through. And the Texans pick up another win. But that's why they play the games. All right, and then next up for you here, probably the game of the week. Actually, I almost had this on my card. I left it off here, but San Francisco and Philadelphia, 4:25 on Fox.
Let me check the numbers. I got San Fran. I got it at minus 2.5 earlier. Let's see where it's at now. Yeah, so it's still at it's juiced a little to minus 118 on FanDuel, but you can still get San Fran at minus 2.5. I just think I love a good revenge game. I think the 49ers, their season was ended last year going into Philly, NFC Championship game. They didn't have a quarterback. And I just think they're healthy right now. They're probably pissed off. They probably feel like they have to win this game to show they can win in Philly, because they might have to do that again to get to the Super Bowl. And I just think that the one thing with Philly, their pass defense has not been great this year. And I just think San Fran's got all their weapons, McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk. And I just think they're going to come in fired up, the more motivated team. And I just think they're going to win by at least a field goal.
And, I lied to you. I actually do have that on my card. If you can see my screen and see my notes right now, it's a mess between what I was thinking.
Are you drunk?
I am drinking a new beer, and I'm glad that you mentioned this. And maybe these guys can sponsor us or some beer company. This is the Preamble by Armed Forces Brewing Company, who is moving into Virginia Beach, Norfolk, excuse me, where O'Connor Brewery used to be. They're moving in there. A little bit of controversy about Armed Forces Brewing Company. I'll stay away from that. But this session ale Preamble, not bad. It's pretty light and sessionable at 4.2%. And I've had a few of these. Yeah.
Should I shout out my beer too?
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Well, mine's a 9.2%, so a little bit stronger than yours.
Oh, you're trying to put balls on the table?
Nah, I'm just drinking one. Good old Hardywood gingerbread stout.
Local.
OG of winter Christmas beers around here. That beer once got a 100% score on Beer Advocate once back in the day. Always good.
Yeah, if you like stouts, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Chris, what are you drinking? Like Baltimore sewer water?
Gatorade Zero.
Child's drink.
Trying to keep it healthy over here. Trying to lose weight, man.
Trying to keep it healthy. You know how much sugar is in that shit?
It's zero.
It's zero.
Dumbass.
All right. All right.
I'm getting beer after this. So
there you go. Attaboy. Well, as we go back to the football picks there, I got San Francisco and Philadelphia on my card as well. Listen, I know San Francisco has a revenge factor. They're getting healthy. I really like that team. I like how they play. I like how physical they are. I love their defense. I love how they run the ball. Kittle's kind of hit or miss from a fantasy standpoint. Well, he does week to week, but every now and then he'll show up and have a big game, catching 90 yards and 2 touchdowns or something. But look, you give me was a 10-1 Philadelphia team, and you give them a home dog in that stadium, in that environment with those fans. It's not always pretty, but somehow, some way, Philadelphia finds a way to win. I'm not saying they're going to win this game, but also earlier today, I got them at plus money on ESPN Bet at plus 3.5. I think it was either plus 1 or plus 125 when I put that in at plus 3.5 points. So I'm taking Philadelphia plus 3.5 points at home, but don't be surprised if Philadelphia wins that thing outright on Sunday.
The Sharps are. So the Sharps are on San Fran, but the Public's on Philly. So
interesting.
John Q. Public is usually not right, but I'm going to ride with him here.
Not always.
Yeah. All right, and then the Piece de Resistance, Thursday Night Football coming up here in just a little bit on Prime Video, which Chris will be watching on Twitch. I just learned.
I'm gonna be at the bar. I'm gonna go to the bar.
They get the Prime Video there?
On DirecTV through whatever, yeah.
That special package. I was going
to say they probably have it, but they don't know how to figure out how to get it on the TV.
While he's listening to Shania Twain on the jukebox there because they refuse to put the goddamn sound on to the game.
My bartender puts the sound on. Shout out Kayla.
That might be our first T-shirts when we start selling merch. My bartender.
You're a bartender. Yeah.
My bartender puts the sound on.
Yeah, that might be our first shirt. Somebody make that up on Breaking Tea.
She's also in your basement.
Ooh. That's a spicy meatball there. I'm gonna go ahead. Usually it's me saying the incendiary stuff here. Scotty's got a little 9.2% in him, and he's like Petey Pablo. He's raising up.
Don't talk negatively about our followers.
Oh, is she one of our followers? Okay.
Is she in Estonia? Because that's where most of them are. Big in Europe, I tell you. All right. Well, Chris will be over there watching that game there. But the Piece de Resistance, Dallas and Seattle. I'll go ahead and start this one off. Cowboys are 8-3 on the year, but they have yet to be a team that's over 500. They're the fifth team in NFL history who has 8+ wins without beating a team over 500 through week 12. That's a lot of words to say that they haven't beaten a lot of good teams. That stat came from Fanatics Sportsbook. I don't care about that stat at all. Their offense is prolific. And DeRon Bland, I know I've been talking about this guy every week on the podcast and in our group chat. He's just a ball hawk. He's a menace. 5 interceptions returned for a touchdown. Geno has been turning the ball over lately for Seattle. Dak and CD are about as locked in as a receiver and a quarterback can be right now. Dallas is good, and I hate saying that. They're a very scary team. I would not want to run into them. Dallas, I got them minus 9 points right now. I think they easily cover this. I think they win by 2 touchdowns over Seattle. I just don't see how Seattle has anything that can contend with them this evening.
Hey, 1 second. Will Roy has a comment. The show was better without the guy on the bottom. We all agree with you, sir. That's why he's on the bottom.
Chris, yeah, you know what? He is the bottom. Chris, the bottom green.
In more ways than one.
Mm-hmm. Life, sexually, financially, everything. All right. Yeah.
Y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Oh, whoa! Fuck. Jeez, what does that mean?
Dale, are you going on a?
All right, so I'm going over 47.5. Thank you.
Are you going on a religious quest with Ryan? Are you looking for Jesus?
I think this game goes into the high 50s, low 60s total. So over 47.5. Easy money.
Wait, so these are your weekly picks, both of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Scotty, you didn't have this game on your dance card here. So
no, but I did. No, but I did bet it. I got Dallas -9 also. They're just at home. They've won by 20 plus. They haven't beat anybody yet, but they still won by 20 plus every home game so far. And Seattle's kind of trending downward on the road. I think Dallas is going to roll again, unfortunately.
Yeah. I just don't see where Seattle has anything to contend with them. I feel like Dallas' defense is going to have a couple turnovers in this game. I know Micah Parsons was on the injury report earlier this week. Apparently that was just a illness situation. He's a problem. He's unblockable.
Yeah,
right?
They're going to destroy that offensive line of Seattle. Yeah. It's going to be an issue.
Yeah, and Kenneth Walker's dinged up for Seattle too, right?
He's out. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah. So I'm not big on Charbonnet. I just don't see them running the ball a lot. I think they're going to be one that Mitchell will find themselves in a lot of third and long situations. It's not a situation you want with a team like Dallas that can pin their ears back and rush the quarterback. And then you have a ball hawking defensive back there. I think it's going to be a long day for Seattle. The only solace for the Seahawks, you guys know what they're wearing this evening?
Sounds kind of suspicious to ask that, but
they're going with the old school, the throwbacks, the '90s blue throwbacks for Seattle. Because Dallas always wants white at home, so Seattle's busting at the throwbacks again. So at least they'll look good while getting stopped.
Scotty, can you tell Will my record from last week, real quick?
Your NFL record?
I'm always wrong. Both. Let's do both.
Yeah, Chris actually, he can't lose every week. But he went 3-1 in college and 2-1 3-1 in college, 2-1 in NFL. So he's going 0-6.
I made some money.
He's going 0-6.
Saying Seattle has to air it out, and they don't have the pieces to accomplish that. I agree with that gentleman there. He's a smart man. Scotty, buy him a beer.
He is
not
a smart
man. Come out to our next outing.
He's been my best friend for 20 years. He's not smart.
Yeah, he's not smart then. Well, maybe he's just maybe he's terrible.
30 years at this point.
That was a bad decision on his part there, as these Armed Force IPAs are catching up with me here. All right, so you mentioned someone that wasn't smart. Number one, me, because my notes are all over the place, and I can't work. I don't know how people work off of just a laptop. I don't have multiple screens here like I do in my office, and so when I'm confined to just one freaking laptop screen, I'm pulling my brains out here.
Buy a monitor.
Well, let's not do the show counts. It's not exactly be rolling in the dough yet for me to spend those show funds. Sponsor this podcast, and then we can
take a monitor home from work.
Oh yeah, we call that grand larceny, sir. Yeah,
you're bringing it back.
I'm going to transport a monitor back and forth each day.
Yeah,
it's not a backpack.
No, it's once a week.
I don't want that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. All right, well, going to the non-sports stuff here this week. Today's the 30th, right? Yeah, trying to find my notes. Going to things outside the world of sports. I saw this story earlier. I think, Chris, you wanted to bring this up. You've been dabbling in a lot of Asian food recently. Are you good with chopsticks?
I was getting there. That abruptly
don't do that.
So
Don't do that hand motion again, Leon.
What did I do?
Never mind.
I was getting pretty good with chopsticks about
Okay.
a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Well, you should keep trying, and we're all hoping that you wind up like the fellow on the story that you found interesting here. Apparently, a gentleman in Vietnam had an issue with some chopsticks.
Yeah, I might have if I had stayed any longer. So, guy
So
went
much
into
stuff here.
the guy went into the hospital with headaches, and they originally didn't find anything, and then he kept complaining, so he went into, was it in Cuba?
No,
I
it's
think
the
I saw
Cuban
that.
Friendship Hospital. So the Cuban government, one of the things that they
Okay.
like to do, especially with other communist countries, they do
Yeah.
have pretty good health care in Cuba, and they outsource that around the world. They have hospitals and they send their doctors and stuff. And so he went to the Cuban Friendship Hospital in Dong Hoi, Vietnam.
Okay. Yeah. So they did a scan and found that he had chopsticks shoved into his brain, causing those massive headaches. And apparently, he had told them that he had been in a bar fight a few weeks ago, but didn't remember what happened. Thought he just got stabbed in the face with something. But apparently, the person he was fighting shoved them up his nose. And yeah.
It sounds like the premise of like a racist joke.
It really does. It really
Like a
See, something that your grandfather told you back in the day. This Vietnamese guy went to a bar, and then and he just goes south from there. You know,
it sounded south.
yeah.
You use what you got in front of you, I guess. But yeah.
He had headaches, so that's what drove him to the hospital. How do you? Wouldn't there be some breathing difficulties if those were shoved so far up your nose and they went to your brain? Like, there had to be
I can't breathe through my nose, so
Well,
maybe he was a mouth breather too.
That's usually because your nose is in someone's belly button.
Wait. Did you just call yourself a mouth breather?
He did. He did. He's not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But, yeah, when his nose is usually buried in some guy's abdomen, I mean, he can't really breathe out of his nose. So, I mean, you got that going for you, Chris. That's why he wears his sunglasses. Yeah, he is a mouth breather. Wouldn't there be some sort of indication that, like, besides the headaches, like, wouldn't there be blood? I'd imagine if something's jammed into your brain.
Well, he was in a bar fight, so he could have just thought that was a regular bloody nose.
But this was 5 months later.
Was it 5 months?
Yeah, it was 5 months later. He went to
Is he an alcoholic?
Fighting in bars in Vietnam. I don't think he's exactly
probably.
You know.
Yeah, I guess if he's always drunk, maybe he wouldn't notice it. I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't know that I believe this, but
yeah.
Believe what? That
the story.
I mean,
it sounds too much
pictures of the scan. There's pictures of the scan on the article.
Wait, so
it just sounds like a right wing like parody website story to me.
Well, this came from the Metro, which is a UK paper, and then I found it in the New York Post. So I don't exactly think it's National Review, But here's the thing. All right, you got this shoved up your nose. Okay, maybe you got into a fight. I kind of see where you're going because the train of events that led to this is kind of like off the wall. I believe it actually happened, but yeah, you're right, Scotty. Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he was screwing around. Like as a kid, we've all stuck stuff up our nose. Like
maybe his wife did it while he was sleeping.
I had to go to the hospital once when I was a kid because everyone has like tagless underwear now. But remember, like back in the day, especially Fruit and Loom had like those really big, thick tags.
Where is this going?
I was about to say.
I always liked to like pick tags off of stuff when I was a kid. I don't know why, but when I was in like kindergarten, I picked the tag off a pair of underwear and I shoved it like all the way up my nose. I had to go to the hospital to get that son of a bitch out of there.
You want to smell it? What?
I was like 6, man. I got no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I just know
What does it smell like?
Boots of the loom, I guess. But I do remember it was a fresh pair of underwear. They were clean. They were freshly out of the package. Because
as clean as yours
get. Believes that. Yeah. Nobody believes that.
The tag off of one, it's got to be like when it's crisp, like when as soon as you open the package back in the day. Those are the ones you want to pick the tag off of. It was very satisfying.
So who did you see snorting white shit that you wanted to shove some white tag up your nose?
And in college, I did a line of salt once in the dining hall as part of that. That did not end well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why I don't work for NASA. So, that was just one of them there. All right. So Scott, you're still not buying the story with the guy with the chopsticks in the brain.
It might be real. I'm skeptical. We'll just say that.
It's real.
Okay. You want it to be real.
The people I've met along my way in life, it's real.
So if the chopsticks were in the brain, where was the spring roll?
There we go. Now we're. I think Chris wanted to be a little racist, anyways, but you did it for him. So
I need to load.
No, I did not. I just.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Scotty, you had the story you wanted to.
I would kill for a spring roll right now.
Would you sell your soul for one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So but chopsticks up in your brain, that sounds torturous. Which brings us to our next story. So this is a story out of I don't know if the story's out of Russia, but the headline says jailed Russians forced to listen to Bon Jovi Moby songs on repeat. So apparently in one of Russia's strictest prisons, they torture their prisoners by playing, I guess, mostly Bon Jovi and DJ Moby songs. They also play Thunderstruck by AC/DC, and then other songs, including their Russian national anthem and other songs about Moscow. So that kind of got us to thinking, like, if you were to torture us, what songs would you play for us to torture us? Let you go first, Leon.
Oh, well, I can tell you right now, I get tortured every fucking day of my life. They're going to come for me, and good. They'll triple the numbers of this podcast.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Fucking Swift. I hear it every day in the car, when my wife's in the shower, just around the house. She's singing it. I see it on TV. I went from being ambivalent toward this woman, like I didn't care at all about her, didn't really like her music, didn't care. Okay. So like I'm subjected to it at every turn, and I can't stand it. And I can't stand her now because of it. I hate her music. If you want me to perform harikari on myself, go ahead and play it. You want me to confess to something, arrest me, and put Taylor Swift on repeat? After about 3 hours, I'll tell you who shot Oswald. I'll tell you where Jimmy Hoffa's buried. I can't take it.
I want to do it right now, but I don't want the video to get taken down.
You should have a tolerance to it by now.
I love Taylor Swift.
You should have a tolerance, Taylor Swift, by now.
No. There is no tolerance. Number one is Taylor Swift. Number two, and we're coming in. I'm not a holiday guy, like anyway, big Christmas guy and stuff. This time of year, it's all fugazi to me. It's all fake. It's all bullshit. Everyone's buying shit for people that they don't like with money that they don't have. I hate it.
Amen. Just like when I go Christmas shopping for my son.
Yeah, fuck Christmas music. Except for Christmas Eve and Christmas. Other than that.
That goddamn Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Have you seen the cover of that Rage Against the Machine CD? Speaking of Vietnam, that last story, is a Vietnamese monk, and he set himself on fire. It was during the Vietnam War, and I forget what Rage Against the Machine CD it was. That's what I want to do to myself when I hear All I Want for Christmas Is You. So if you
Carla, we love Taylor Swift too.
Go ahead and do it. Taylor Swift and Mariah Carey. Scotty, what would they play? The Lord's music for you? Gospel?
What the fuck? No, actually, it'd be some type of sad Christmas music. But the first song that pops into my head is that dumbass song Pontoon from probably like 10, 15 years ago. Talking about motorboating and Leon, you know what song I'm talking about.
No, you just named a lot of. Is that Little Big Town song?
I think so.
You can't play it. We're getting a YouTube strike.
I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, can't play it.
Yeah. I think
it's Little Big Town.
Yeah, okay. I can't say Little Big
That
Town.
is one of the worst songs I have ever heard. But yeah, either that or just some sad Christmas song. Sad country
Christmas
song.
Shoes.
Christmas music is good too. But I think also like if you just had a loop of Rihanna just saying work, 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 like over and over again, that'd probably make me want to end myself also.
Torture someone, the Rihanna work actually might be a good song because like you can literally just do stuff as she's saying work, 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 work. Or each punch that you do, or whatever your method is.
But not the whole song, just that on a loop. I think would drive me crazy.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Did you see the fake video that was going viral the other day of that was a girl that was singing that song, and she was snowboarding down a hill, and then behind her it was a bear that was chasing her, and everyone's freaking out. I think Chad Ochocinco's dumbass like retweeted it. It was like, oh my god, this is crazy, and it was fake. Like the bear was making the same noises at the same intervals. This bear was also like Usain Bolt coming down the hill and still kept his balance somehow. Yeah, it was so fake.
I don't know if I saw that video. I saw a video a while ago. It sounded like what you mentioned. I don't know if it was real or not.
Yeah.
Did he keep like going to her and then she would like go behind her and the bear kept getting closer and closer?
Yeah,
or no?
He was slobbing. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Down the hill. Like you can see the bear kind of like over her shoulder. All of a sudden it looks like he's like 15 yards behind. And she's just like, work. She's like a fucking goddamn Kodiak bear behind her, you know? Yeah.
I've seen a similar video.
Yeah. She should have fell. All right, Chris, what would be your torture song?
The Mariah Carey one's a really good one. I fucking hate Christmas until Christmas Eve, so but anything on your playlist probably. But I probably that Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy song specifically. It's a terrible song.
That's honky tonk with donkey donk. That's fucking dumb. That's fucking stupid.
Fucking hate country music. It's the worst.
Well, he said trace some lyrics to a better song.
Christmas music.
None of y'all have like some Trey songs or something on there that y'all don't like?
No, I love Trey songs.
That's the only hip hop like person I know. Speaking of hip hop, did you see who's the guy that's in court right now? Is it Young Thug?
Yeah. I don't know what he's in court for, but I know he's in there.
They're getting him on a RICO charge.
Yeah, well, his lawyer the other day, apparently I saw this headline, and I skimmed through the story where he was trying to say that Young Thug stood for, I forgot what the T stood for, but the rest was humble under God. So whatever T stands for, and the rest was humble under God. That's a hell of a lawyer. If you can tell us that Young Thug had a religious connotation to it.
I don't know. He wears dresses and shit. He's weird. I don't like his music.
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe we know what that T. Maybe we know what that T stands for.
G-string. I'm gonna call him Young G-string. Watch some homeboys will pull up and do a drive-by on him. I live with Chris. We share a room. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to die. All right, so the Mariah Carey Christmas music, we can all agree that we hate. You guys know that, like, we did this before. The U.S. government did with the music, trying to get people to surrender and try to torture people. We kept playing Guns N' Roses back in '89 when we were trying to smoke Manuel Noriega out of his hideout there in Panama City. So
didn't they do it with the? Did they do it with the Branch Davidians too?
You know what? I think they did, like right before the fire started and stuff. Yeah.
And I've seen, on two of my favorite shows, Ozark and The Walking Dead, they've both had like music torturing.
Yes, The Walking Dead. They kept playing that like we're on Easy Street, like song over and over.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
They do it they do it on Ozark too. I forget what the song is, but when they take them over to Mexico.
Okay. All right. Well, if we ever need to get tortured, now we know what music to play to torture us. All right, and then last story of the day here before we get out of here. I saw this. I think I'm probably the only person that still reads Dear Abby in the New York Post. There's some funny shit in there every so often. And this one immediately made me think about Chris, which I believe Chris's AirPods are on life support right now. Why don't you just take them out of your ear there, Gumbo? Look at him. He's just zoned out.
He's subconscious about his ears.
Yeah. Oh, is he Adrian Beltre where if you touch the top of his head, he freaks out?
So take the sunglasses off and the AirPods. They'll cancel each other out.
This is actually like watching a zoo animal right now. Like you're looking at it through the glass. It's like a drunken hippo. It's just
it's like they're in the computer.
Yeah. I don't understand. All right. So this guy reaches out to Dear Abby. Quote, I've been married to the most amazing woman for 30 years. She became a personal trainer and is in incredible shape. I'm not in her kind of shape, and I can't perform too well sexually, even with ED meds. And as I read this story, I realize someone's going to clip that sentence now, and I'm fucked.
Oh, you put it into existence.
There we go. She recently asked if she could have her sexual needs taken care of by a young client she trains. I'm okay with it since I'm sympathetic to her desires, as long as she doesn't fall in love. Your thoughts from What's Best for Her, in all caps. First thing, Chris, did you send this letter to Dear Abby? I'm going to take your silence as an admission of guilt. So we know what happened to him. Scotty, your thoughts on this gentleman?
First of all, if she's asking, she's probably already done it. This is what I'm thinking. And
okay.
I fucking like this.
And second, hell no. Hell no. Oh no, maybe if I'm like super older and I had a younger girlfriend, but I still don't. No. It's just you're setting yourself up for failure for sure.
I can see that for you. You know, when you're like 62, dating like a 22-year-old chick, you got some money, those investments are paid off. I can see that for you. You know, the Cialis,
get on my jack.
Yeah, Cialis just doesn't work anymore, and you got to figure it out.
So when Josh Giddey's 62, how do you think 22 would be old enough for him then?
Josh Giddey and oh my God, who was the baseball player? They got in trouble this past year.
Oh God, we need Chris to be up and running for this because I know he knows. I can look it up.
I think he's frozen now too. Let me go ahead and
talk about
boot there for a second.
Weird Google search. Baseball player, underage girl.
While he pulls his, what was that guy's name? What's
Here comes the FBI. Wander Franco,
Tampa Bay Rays. Yeah. How quickly we forget on that.
Too much weird shit going on.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I don't know what the age would be there, but no, this is weird, man. Like, who's that guy who's on that No Jumper podcast or whatever it is?
Adam 22. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you bring me back? I can't hear anything.
Well, you can hear now.
We can hear you now.
You can talk without earbuds. It'll be okay.
I don't read lips.
Okay. Let's say goodbye, Chris. Yeah, the Adam 22 guy, I guess, he likes people to smash his wife out. There's no way in the world. Like,
I mean, that's the thing that people are cool with now, but I just don't think I ever would be.
Notice that Chris, like, his earbuds died.
Yeah,
yeah. It made him very uncomfortable. If he ever did find, a woman and paid her enough, because, I mean, let's face it, you're going to date Chris. There's going to be some financial give and take going on. I can see him doing this, definitely.
Yeah, that probably is why he, his earbuds stopped working. Like,
Well,
yeah,
it's
sure,
a
buddy.
little too close to. It hit a little too close to home for him.
Yeah, he's probably in this situation now.
Well, it's him and okay, he says he's back now. Let's
That's why he wore his Virgin shirt tonight.
yeah. So
Right. I didn't hear anything. I'm sorry.
so Chris, did you pin this letter to Dear Abby?
No, I'm not married.
Well, you know, in your
Or neither
country,
way.
I want to be sensitive to your customs in your country. When you walked around the table 3 times and exchanged a goat, you were married. And we all know that you can't, handle those needs for her. So did you write this letter?
No, I did not write a letter.
Okay.
I've been single for a little while now. I'm not married. That was not the problem.
Was it your buddy Adam 22?
How do you know about that guy?
That guy's been everywhere. Hey, look. If
You know exactly why he knows who he is.
No. Listen, I don't swim in that pool. Over there to those whatever.
You watch. you watch in your chair.
I don't swim in that pool. But if it's that big of a story where this guy's wife, is getting passed around like a hockey puck, yeah, it's going to make it to my realm of the internet.
She's a porn star. That's what
She really is.
Yeah, they both are.
Oh, she really is. Terrible liar.
No, I promise you, I had no clue.
Oh, no, okay.
I thought she was
She's
just
a big fan of her work.
I have no idea who this woman is. I just figured she was a woman of ill virtue. So, all right.
Anyways.
Well, Chris, what if your significant other sent you this request here?
Divorce.
Were they married?
Yeah, he said he was married for 30 years.
Oh, well, yeah, she's probably already cheated on him with the guy.
If he hasn't figured it out after 30 years, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, I will give him credit for being self-aware, for saying that he's not in shape, and apparently the ED meds weren't working. Maybe he switch it up. Maybe he gets some of those Roman swipes.
Maybe go to the fucking gym. Get it to.
We don't know this guy. He's married for 30 years. Okay, so let's say he got married at 25. So that makes him 55. Maybe he's got like a fucked up ACL. He's got no. Maybe his back is jacked up. He's an old guy.
No. Leave the bitch.
Well, if you're out of shape and your wife is a personal trainer, is there a worse combination?
I thought she was trying to fuck her personal trainer.
No.
She is.
She's a personal trainer. She wants to bang one of her clients.
What are they doing?
She wants to bang one of her clients.
She already is.
Yeah. You think that guy's getting a discount now? Do you still have to pay for your personal trainer service if you're banging the personal trainer?
Did it say what he did for work?
The guy did not. He probably just makes a lot of money.
He probably just sits at home and fucking eats Cheetos and fucking is just a fat slob.
So
he deserves to be left.
So you verbally tell her, but no text or voicemails or nothing. Verbally tell her she can do it, and then divorce her ass when she does it.
No,
I didn't tell her she could do it.
I would never. No.
I think what's going to happen is
that way she can't get your money.
She's going to go do it. This guy is going to look up Ryan Shazier and get his phone number and go out the town somewhere. Because we know that comeback story doesn't exactly have a happy ending now, does it?
Yeah, he came back right.
For him, and he came back. Probably came on back.
He came back. All right. And on that unfortunate note of a monstrosity, we'll go ahead and get out of here. It's 7:54 now. We're about 20 minutes away from Sunday Night Football. Scotty, where can we find this train wreck online?
First of all, go to our YouTube and subscribe and like and comment if you can. That will help us out a lot. But you can find us on the socials. Let's Not Do This Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and _ Let's Not Do This on Twitter.
Scotty, do you have our records? Like
What our total records?
yeah, like the overall that
We'll
you can
tweet it up next
that
week.
you can put as a comment on the videos.
Yeah, it doesn't format correctly on here, so I'm gonna add it to the YouTube once we get off here.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
How bad of a gambler we are. You can go and click on that. But yeah, make sure to click that little bell, subscribe, tell a friend, share, and we'll go from there. All right. Well, boys, I'm going to go and toss some more units on Dallas minus the points here and get ready to retire on the money that I'm going to win this evening.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not going to make that much.
Hey, I got Sky's credit card. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, put some money on the over.
Yeah. All right. Arrivederci. We out.
Later.